What's up, Seahawks, and welcome back to Seahawk Central Sports. Today we've got a slam-bang finish for you to close out the 2023 spring semester with baseball, tennis, and softball recaps. Then I sit down with men's basketball head coach Takeo Siddle for an exclusive interview. But first, we've got some news to cover. Last week, UNCW announced that it had found its next women's basketball head coach. Nicole Woods was hired by UNCW after 10 years at UNC Charlotte, serving as their associate coach and recruiting coordinator and helping them to the 2022 Conference USA Championship. Coach Woods is renowned in women's college basketball for her leadership skills, work ethic, and recruiting capabilities. At her introductory press conference, Coach Woods said, quote, "I'm going to get these players to where they want to go, and we're going to win some basketball games in the process." We're all very excited to see what Coach Woods does next season, but we'll have to wait to see what's in store for this fall. Now, over to Taylor with baseball.
Thanks, Davis. Throwing it back a few weeks, on April 17th, UNCW battled it out with Campbell for their 128th meeting. Unfortunately, UNCW couldn't pull out a win and lost 6-2. On Friday, April 21st, UNCW played in a match against Delaware. Home runs by John Newton and Tanner Thatch helped the Seahawks win 7-3. Then, on Saturday, April 22nd, Zane Taylor helped the Seahawks clinch yet another win against Delaware with a score of 2-1. Lastly, on April 23rd, UNCW outscored Delaware in a 12-1 run over 6 innings as the Seahawks closed out the CAA series sweep of the Blue Hens with a score of 12-4. Now let's head over to Kenzie with men's tennis.
Thanks, Taylor. Welcome back, Seahawks. Last week, the men's tennis team played against South Alabama and did not get the turnout they were quite expecting, losing by 4 and losing their winning home game streak. The Seahawks now hold 13 wins overall and lost for the second time in the past 11 matches. Last Friday, August 21st, the match against rivals Charleston was moved to Sunday, August 23rd. With the delay, UNCW still beat Charleston with a score of 4-1. With the victory, the men's tennis team is ready to take on multiple matches this upcoming week in the CAA semifinals. Seniors David Innocenti and Samuel de Felipe Garcia are recognized for their amazing accomplishments in the regular season finale. Wishing our Seahawks the best of luck going into this week. Up next is Grace with the softball report.
Thanks, Kenzie. The women's softball team has had a good few weeks. This past week, they played 3 games away at Elon. April the 15th, they played Elon twice, winning one of their games 2-1, losing the other game 6-1. We couldn't pull out another win April the 16th with a final score of 7-5. This put the Seahawks at an overall record of 18-22 and up to 12-6 in the CAA. They have a busy upcoming weekend. Saturday, April the 29th at 1 p.m. and again at 3:30 p.m. they play Drexel at home. Again on Sunday the 30th at 1 o'clock. Be sure to check out those games. The next weekend, May the 5th, they play 3 games away at Charleston. Now for an exciting interview with men's basketball coach Siddle.
Thanks, Grace. I'm here with UNCW men's basketball coach Takeo Siddle. Coach Siddle, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Jumping right in, we'll start off by talking about the season we just wrapped up. How did the 2022 CAA championship loss affect this year's team?
You know, it's a lot of things you can take from it. Obviously, that was our second year in a row making it to the championship game, and we fell short. But I think that I believe in God having a plan for you, and I don't think it was our time. I think it's preparing us for something bigger than that, and I think it's really going to help us have a good off season and take it into next season and finish the job.
Can you talk a little bit about the experience of bringing in 5 new players from the transfer portal, 4 of whom were key contributors on the court, and kind of how they meshed with the guys already on the roster?
Well, the first thing that we wanted to identify is character. You know, we want to have high character young men on our roster, and I think we hit the jackpot with every guy that we brought in from the transfer portal. And obviously, if we're recruiting them, we feel they're very talented and good pieces for our team. But the guys that returned from that team, 7 guys we had, they did a really good job of welcoming them into the family, and they were really hands-on with them in the summertime, making sure that they felt comfortable, showing them how we do things. So they deserve a lot of credit, but I thought it was a seamless transition from them coming from their other spot to our team and to our locker room, and I thought they really meshed well, especially in the times where we needed them to.
Well, it certainly paid off with wins.
Yeah, thanks.
So last season, 10 players averaged over 11 minutes per game, and 13 players played 15 or more games. How did bench depth contribute to winning?
You know, I think if you look back at our season, it definitely helped us when we were on our win streak. You know, guys were buying into their roles, and we were one of the top teams in the country in bench points per game. And you know, that's something that we want to be about. We want to play about 9 to 10 guys, and everybody was contributing in a major way. I think it had a lot to do with our team's success. That's what I want our teams to be about here. We talk about it having strength in the unit, and that's important for us. But I thought it played a huge factor in all of the 24 wins that we had.
Switching gears a little bit, you've been in the coaching business for 14 years now, first coming to UNCW with then coach Kevin Keats, following him to NC State, and returning to UNCW as head coach in 2020. How have you seen college basketball change in that time?
Well, it's changed in a lot of ways. When you look back at the transfer portal now, it's chaotic. It's chaotic, and you didn't see as much movement back when I first started. The game was kind of built off relationships, and if you went to a certain university, you were committed to that place for 4 years. Now you see a lot of movement going on, and that's just the nature of it right now. But I would say that's the biggest change. You know, guys jumping from, well, when I first started, being committed to one place, and now guys are going all over the place. You may end up with a guy that's on his third school, and you didn't see that back in the day when I first started.
Can you talk a little about the daily life of a head coach?
It changes. It's different. It's different. You know, just for me right now, we're more busy now than we were during season. When you talk about our program, because we're trying to put our roster together for next season. So we're recruiting and having official visits, and at the same time making sure the guys that we have on campus, making sure that they're taken care of with whatever it is that they need. They're doing workouts right now, so giving them the attention that they need. But my day it looks different every day, phone calls, meetings, just trying to make sure we stay organized and keep the program running in the right direction.
And final question, you know I had to ask you, what can we expect this upcoming season?
Well, in our locker room we have 9 guys returning from a team that fell just short of winning a championship. I think you can expect us to come out and compete and be tough every night, and be one of those teams that at the very end we should be right in the mix and competing for a championship.
Thank you, Coach, for being here. I know we're all very excited to see what you've got in store for us next season.
Thank you.
And now, over to Christian.
Thanks, Davis. Well, Seahawks Central Sports may be coming to a close, but UNCW athletics certainly isn't. This weekend, we've got softball at home with 3 matches against Drexel, and be sure to wish men's tennis and beach volleyball good luck as they begin their conference championships. Then, if you need a break from exams, baseball has got you covered with games at home against Northeastern all weekend, May 5th through May 7th. Also, wish our men's and women's track and field teams good luck as they enter their conference championships this weekend. That'll close out our semester. Now back to Davis.
Thanks, Christian. Well, that brings our semester to a close. We'd like to thank everyone who helped us make our episodes every week, including our studio crew and our editing crew, as well as TealTV President Kim Como and Vice President Isabella Bay. Thank you to the UNCW Athletics Department for helping us get interviews with athletes, and especially thanks to Coach Siddle for being here today. And that's a wrap on Spring 2023. Go Seahawks!